All right, welcome back to the Man Cave. I'm your host. Before I get started, I'd like to thank everyone for joining the podcast, contributing however you want, however you can. I appreciate every last one of you. Everyone that has subscribed, I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you very much. So, I don't want to keep this show going any longer than it needs to. You already see the thumbnail, you already see the picture on the screen. Everyone's talking about it. So we're going to talk about this today. We're going to have a little bit of a conversation. So why don't we just get it started?
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit.
All right, before I let her go any further and cook, I like to say, I know what that feels like. You can date women from this country. I'm not saying all women, so get off your high horse. A lot of women from this country don't really do that. My wife came from the Dominican Republic. It was a transitional period for me to realize how different women from different cultures react. When I was with her, it was she not even there. I was here, she was over there. I was traveling back and forth. She came to me and says, "Did you eat something for dinner?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can cook. I think I know how to cook." Yeah. I didn't understand why she kept asking that. And then next day she asked the same question, I'm thinking, is she asking me like, "Oh, I don't have any food. I want you to cook, but give me money for food"? No. She was asking me because she was concerned to make sure that her man was eating. That's how removed from society I was. Like, I didn't realize that she was only asking me to make sure that I had actually ate. And it was weird because I'm like, I've never experienced this before. Someone's wanting to know if I eat. And there are women that do that here. But the majority of women are, and especially in this country, modern women don't do that. Except for the men that they truly, truly, truly want. So when you have some woman that does this for you, it's a culture shock.
He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life.
Now, I know I try to get younger women, but not every man is going to get that opportunity. I did, but not every man is going to get that opportunity to get a woman who not damaged. But it doesn't mean that older women aren't nurturers. It's a problem is that a lot of the women here aren't that. I've traveled all over the world. I have dated women from all shapes and sizes, all different ages. And it's funny, depending on what country you go to, that's not modernized to the degree like the United States. Even the older women, they've lived their life. They've had their life. They want to start fresh and find something new. A lot of those women were caring. Not saying it's all. I'm just saying the ones that I interacted with ended up being more caring. They wanted to do better than they did the previous relationship. They don't hold grudges and make you work harder to get these things. I mean, it's all really the people around you. And toxicity that this country has, especially with technology, makes women look way worse than they actually should be. And the sad part is that what she is saying is when you have that one person that's good to you and treats you right, you should respond in kind. So when you treat me right, I'm going to treat you better. If you work hard, I'm going to work harder. That's what I do for my wife. My wife works her butt off. And I will work 60, 70 hours if necessary a week to provide and make sure we have everything because I care that much about her.
You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them.
Yeah, and so the whole thing with I am single by choice, a lot of those women are actually saying that because they don't really have an option. Their choices are so tarnished that they don't realize that the men that they could be picking, they don't want to pick them until they've been used up. And so the guys that they do want, well, guess what? They go after those guys, and those guys don't want them because they've been damaged goods. It's the funny thing is when you listen to this long enough and you start to realize that a lot of people, and I do mean a lot of women, just don't truly understand the concept of their problems. They don't understand the dilemma of their choices. So they will go out here and continue to pick the same guys and label it as all guys, because they are afraid to say that the guys that they've been picking who are low-hanging fruit are the ones that leave them in the situation that they're in. But anyway, with that all said and done, we have this woman, and I have plenty of others I'll do for another video, of women who have made a rebuttal. Now, mind you, she did say American women. She said American women. And she did say specifically certain areas of the black community. And guess who's going to be triggered by this the most?
So I'm watching that video with that German girl talking and comparing herself and talking about competition when it comes to black women and black men. And I just want to know what was the reason, sis? Like, what the fuck was the reason? Who are you in competition with? Because I don't see any videos made by any black woman thinking about you. We fucking mind our business, literally. We are over here minding our business and worrying about what we need to do either for ourselves or for our motherfucking community. And y'all are always attacking black women.
In the name of Kevin Samuels, you can't make this up. Look, I love the word attack. It doesn't hold any grounds. So when someone says you're attacking me by stating the obvious, that's attacking. That's attacking. When you state exactly the problem that is happening, that's attacking. The same group that she says that let me remind that. Hold on a second.
Women. I fucking mind our business, literally. We are black woman thinking about you. We fucking mind our business, literally. We are over here minding our business and worrying about
the same group. So you're minding your own business, right? That same group that minds their own business, who goes to Passport Bros to talk about every little thing that they do, who sits there waiting like some Christian who is watching all the videos on YouTube to see some video that's a sin so they can report it. You sit there and complain when Passport Bros want to go elsewhere, not even necessarily saying negative things about you, but mostly saying modern women because most people are afraid to call you out. I will call you out. They're leaving because you're no good. And the few that are good, they were smart enough to do the right thing. Those are the ones you kept calling pick-me's. This woman is literally going to sit here and say that they mind their own business. You talk about everybody. You talk about white men. You talk about black men. You talk about Asian men. As long as if they're talking about you, If they talk about black men, all of a sudden you all about that life and you bout it. But for some reason, when they talk about you, you can't stay out of their business. You can't stay out of their concerns. You always have to be about their life. You interject yourself into their business continuously. Oh, we just mind our own business in our community. What community? I'm going to be really, I don't like saying on this platform, but let's be really honest and let's get down to the dirty grit of it. What community? What are you doing for your community?
About what we need to do either for ourselves or for our motherfucking community.
Ourselves. That's selfish nature. So here's the thing. You do for yourself, right? Because that's what you always do. You don't pick babe daddies to be good fathers to save your life. Your communities are shambles because you're raising the same statistics that are going out there tearing the same community up. What are you doing exactly for your community that you're sitting out here saying that that's what you're doing for? I'll wait. What exactly are you doing for that community? Really, I really want to know. I want to know. You talk about everyone else. But then when it comes down to this, all of a sudden it's a problem because someone is speaking facts and you don't like it.
And y'all are always attacking black women. Our names stay in your mouth. Where the fuck was your black husband at to stop you from pressing that motherfucking record button? He's speaking on situations and family dynamics that you know nothing about. There was this video on this here app and the young lady was saying how being a black woman is very traumatizing. It's a very traumatic experience, even though, you know, we love being black women. And I agree because unprovoked and without harassment, we get attacked for no fucking reason. Certain black men and the retarded bitches that love them keep our names in their fucking mouths. And she's sitting there talking about competition where there is none. And that's something that we both can agree on.
Okay, is it? Competition like wearing the European standard of hair. Competition like lighting your skin to look closer to white as possible. Competition to do certain things and have divesting channels where you try to do all the things to get yourself a white man. Competition where you act a certain way with certain black men, but then all of a sudden when you go to the other side, you know how to be feminine and friendly. Are you really going to sit here and do that? Here's the other thing. If a person really feels that they're not competition for that person, they wouldn't be going out here making videos about it. You would not be getting bitter and using insults. You can you'll fool the majority of the women who think like you, but let's be really honest. If you didn't see competition, you wouldn't talk about them.
Nobody give a fuck about you or that black man that took his ass to motherfucking Germany to find your retarded ass.
The bitterness. This is what I love about it. The bitterness is uncanny. They are just so angry and they don't want to accept the fact that when you go into these platforms and you give any type of audience to it, you're proving her point. You're giving her way more clout. And the problem is you don't like the fact that that's what's happening. You know how I know these black men are weak links because y'all over on a high yellow man post sharing these sentiments. It's crickets, huh? Whatever. We are living rent free in so many people's minds and mouths. We literally mind our business. Yeah, because you continuously talk about every other community on the planet. I'm gonna call spade a spade. You do that all the time. They envy us. No, how? It is a one-sided beef. We don't even have to worry about them. They continuously go online talking. Why is it that we pretend that, especially modern women, just women, screw it, women in general pretend that we don't have the internet, that the internet isn't forever. When you copy a video, that's it, you're done. Everyone has seen it. And it's like we pretend we don't have internet. Everyone has a problem with us, but they can't believe it. I'm not saying I 100% don't agree with it, but that has nothing to do with what she said. My sisters, there is no competition. No woman on earth can compete with a melanated woman. So why are they the least desired on every statistic? I'm not saying it to bash women because that's stupid. Even though my wife is Dominican, she is still a black woman. Even though she me no black, no, no. She says she's black, so that's all I need. Literally drinking water, minding our own business. They always say the same things. They just can't keep us out their minds. Thank you. I've literally been saying the same thing. We never came for nobody. Are you serious? TikTok gives you the free reign to say whatever you want. It's just ridiculous. I'm over it because it's just full of stupid people who say the same things over and over again. Always making the same comments, shocked and appalled that people are responding back to it. The fact that she was so bold to say that, instead of saying I should fix whatever the problem is or whatever I'm doing, no, that's not what you're gonna do. You're gonna double down, triple down, quadruple down, still stay the person that you are, because you have no reason to change yourself, because being this way is the best option than doing something smart. I'm gonna play one more video and I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm not even gonna say anything.
If a German man that was married to a black woman would have got on this internet and said black men don't treat black women right and black men need to treat black women better, do you think the sisters would have told that man to mind his business? Or do y'all think they would have been praising him? Let me know in the comment section.